pages of the Public Integrity Unit's investigative report is a summary of their investigation. And in it, an investigator lays out several major issues and one big question that seems to have never been answered.
26-year-old female's been shot.
We just literally hit the door and was shooting. Okay.
What did I do?
The Public Integrity Unit investigative report on the Breonna Taylor case is 234 pages, detailing the unit's work to uncover what happened the night Taylor was shot and killed by police. But it's the final 12 pages that are raising new questions.
Who else is in the apartment?
Nobody. My girlfriend's dead.
Tell them we have 11015.
The report was prepared by PIU investigator Sergeant Jason Vance. Vance cites multiple breaches of LMPD protocol.
I'd back out until they get PIU in here.
Including former officer Brett Hankison walking around the scene after the shooting and then going to the hospital rather than reporting to the PIU, and the officer's failure to create an operations plan for executing the search warrant.
Is there a hard copy, like a paper copy?
There should be. I'll have to. If not, we can get that. We have the picture. I just have to.
As their inquiry continued, PIU investigators encountered problems. Vance dedicates 5 paragraphs to outline how Major Kim Burbrink, commander of the Criminal Interdiction Division, inserted herself into the investigation. Vance says despite objections from the PIU, Burbrink attended a briefing on the case in mid-May. According to the report, Burbrink began asking pointed questions about the investigation. When investigators mentioned inconsistencies with Hankison's story, Burbrink took opposition with investigators and requested investigators to list the inconsistencies.
He said she was shooting. The suspect said that his girlfriend was shooting the ass with a 9mm.
The report calls her behavior in the meeting a cross-examination of the investigation. Deputy Chief Rob Schroeder, who was later named interim chief before retiring, apologized for Burbrink's actions twice. The report also details issues with Detective Joshua Jane's account of how the search warrant was obtained. PIU investigators determined Janes and other officers were told no suspicious packages were delivered to Taylor's apartment, and his wording on the search warrant affidavit was misleading. The PIU concluded Janes should be reviewed for criminal actions. The very last page of the investigative report details a ballistics issue that appears to remain unresolved. In June, ballistics experts went back to Taylor's apartment to determine where one of the bullets fired by Hankison ended up. Those experts established a trajectory for one of the shots fired by Hankison from the bedroom window, depicted here as a blue arrow. That arrow ends at Breonna Taylor's body, shown here as a black box. In July, investigators met with the medical examiner to discuss whether that bullet could have hit Taylor. The medical examiner said it was possible the bullet could have caused one of 3 of Taylor's injuries: her right heel, her stomach, or the fatal injury to her chest. Vance ends his report saying that an absolute determination is not possible because the bullets removed from Taylor's body were not suitable for comparison to associate a specific projectile with an officer. Now, none of the issues Sergeant Vance raised in the report summary were included in the evidence presented to the grand jury in this case based on the recordings that were released to the public last week. Denny Camper, WLKY News.